Hi everyone, welcome to Our Philippine Life. I'm Todd. Hazel and Leilani are here with me at the Bayfront Park in St. Petersburg. We're just enjoying a beautiful day. I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the potential issues in making our move. Most significantly, money. I've had a couple of rough days this week financially. I had a $1,600 dentist appointment, a 4 hours in the chair dental appointment with a root canal and a couple of crowns. And now I've got car repair plan for tomorrow. That's what I'm having to deal with. Plus I've had some car repairs a couple of weeks ago, totaling several hundreds of dollars. Altogether, I'm going to be out about $3,000 or $4,000 this month that I was not planning on. Now, my first thought was $4,000, okay, that's going to be like 2 months that delays our trip to the Philippines. But, you know, I was thinking about it and talking about it with Hazel, and I'm thinking actually that does not need to be the case. Starting in January, I will be receiving my pension, and so while we did have that setback, if we're planning on being here anyways until the end of May, which is our plan, so that we can see Leilani graduate kindergarten, and also, more importantly, so that we can have Hazel accumulate enough income through her job to qualify us for the income tax credit the following year with the IRS, that's not going to be a problem because I'll be generating pension every month from January to June. So really all it means is that we won't have as much money in our savings account as I had hoped for, but in that amount of time, I'll still be back up to the level that I need to be when the time comes to make our move. I may not have a huge excess amount as much as I had hoped for, but we're still going to be okay, and we'll still be able to make our move. And that's the bottom line, I guess. In the end, it won't really make a big difference. We were also hoping to have the money that we need to meet the threshold of Wells Fargo Bank in order to do a wire transfer to the Philippines and make about 3% bonus on the deal, which is part of their wire transfer plan for international transactions. However, my goal is to have at least 50 pesos to the dollar on the deal. And amazingly, Wells Fargo exchange rate is far below what everybody else is, at least as far as what Google is, and even what Western Union and Zoom would be. The Wells Fargo rate is about 45 point something to the dollar, and these other places currently have about 48 or 49 pesos to the dollar. Google actually has it over 50 pesos to the dollar, which is what I was really hoping for. But after talking about it, Hazel and I have decided that a year from now, assuming we're still going to move and everything's fine, what we're going to do is look at which is better. The exchange rate with Wells Fargo using the bonus plan that they have, and hoping that the exchange rate is at least 50 to the dollar. But if it's not, if even with the 3% bonus, it's still not 50 to the dollar, that's okay. Because what we'll do is go ahead and move to the Philippines, leave the money here in the US. When we get to the Philippines, we'll open a dollar account and then wire the money directly from the US bank overseas. Now that will incur about a $35 fee, but that's a small price to pay. We will get the money there in the Philippines in US dollars. We'll take it over to the Forex, foreign exchange office at SM Mall, get the best possible rate for it, whatever that is, and hopefully it'll be more than 50. And we can wait for it. If it's going up, we can wait a little bit for the right auspicious moment to make the transaction. And then walk across the mall to the bank and deposit the money so we don't leave the mall with a fistful of dollars. You do not want to be walking around the streets of Manila carrying bags of money, believe me. So we're going to arrange this so everything is done inside the mall, and basically going from one bank to the foreign exchange office and then to that bank or another bank to deposit the pesos. And then we'll make whatever transactions we need using a debit card and or checks. And that way we don't have to carry cash. By doing it that way, it's really the least complicated method. So we're watching it. Wells Fargo is behind the times in terms of exchange rate. The other banks are somewhat comparable to Wells Fargo. You know, some are up a little bit one day or down a little bit the next day, but they're all approximately the same. There won't be any urgent rush to buy a house when we arrive, but honestly, that is the plan. The first thing I want to do is buy a car, and that way I have some wheels. And I've been looking at a lot of different cars that are available in the Philippines. And we want something that's going to be big enough for our family and to haul our stuff around, but also small enough that we can park it, you know. We don't want a big van or SUV. I love these Jeepneys, the owner-style Jeepney, but Hazel hates them. And mainly because they're not built in a professional factory. It's like kind of like being built in the backyard. So she doesn't trust them. She doesn't like them. So it's going to have to be a name brand vehicle. And I've looked at bunches of them. From the teeny tiny Toyotas and you know, Suzuki's and all these different little teeny tiny cars that you can get. Some of them are reasonably affordable. Most of them are actually quite expensive. The rate for hardware in the Philippines, automobiles, appliances, all that heavy metal type stuff is really pretty similar to what it is in the US, and sometimes more. So I've kind of narrowed it down to two choices that are realistically like we might actually buy it, and that Hazel has already signed off on. One would be the Kia Soul, which is only available as a diesel, according to them, in the Philippines. One choice would be the Kia Soul, which in the Philippines is only sold as a diesel. It does include a mini donut spare tire. And, you know, it's okay. It's a nice little car, very compact. Spare parts would be coming from Korea. So, you know, I like it. That's one option. But a more likely possibility would be from Japan, and this would be the Suzuki Grand Vitara. Strangely, the Philippines is the only country in the world where it is not available as a 4x4. Everywhere else in the world, that vehicle is four-wheel drive, but not in the Philippines, go figure. There is the Suzuki Jimny, which is really cute and fun to drive, but on long road trips, it just has horrible reviews. It's a teeny tiny little box, not much bigger than the Smart Car, and just not practical. But the Suzuki Grand Vitara, on the other hand, is a rugged little car. Like I said, it's four-wheel drive everywhere but the Philippines. It has a spare tire on the back, which I think looks cool, kind of Jeep-ish. And it's priced at about 1.2 million pesos, which we can afford. It's a lot of money, and I certainly wouldn't pay more than that for a new car. We've also looked at buying used vehicles, but my experience in buying used cars is that you're just buying someone else's headache. And it's just a matter of time before it falls apart. At least when you buy a new car, if you take care of it, keep it in pristine condition, have it visit the shop frequently for tune-ups and oil changes and whatnot, you can make it last easily 10, 15, maybe 20 years. I mean, if you take good care of it and don't drive it to death, it's a durable machine. I currently drive a Toyota Corolla, which has like 165,000 miles on it, and as I mentioned, it just now has check engine, maintenance required light come on. But that's after 165,000 miles. And in the Philippines, I'm not going to be driving long distance back and forth to work every day. I'm going to be retired. And yes, we will go sightseeing, but not all day, every day. And I will be taking Leilani to school with it, but that won't be a long distance drive. So I don't really see us putting huge miles on it anytime real soon. So at first, the way this week was beginning, I was kind of having a panic attack, thinking, oh my God, where's my money going? By the time, a year from now, by the time we're ready to hop on a plane and fly, I'm going to be broke. But now that I think about it and talk it over with Hazel, I realize that's really not true. We won't have as much money as I had hoped for, but we'll be okay. And although I may not use Wells Fargo to transfer the money over there, the money will get there, and I'll get the best available rate, whether it's through the bank or whether it's through the foreign exchange at the SM Mall. Either way, it's going to be good. It's all going to work out. And like Hazel says, don't worry about it. Don't worry, be happy. Just take one day at a time and try to look for the positive things in life. And really, we're doing fine here in Florida. We're going to be doing fine in the Philippines. And with God's blessing, the money will just take care of itself. It's all good. So I hope it's all good with you where you're at. And please like and leave a comment below. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Tell your friends. Hey. And thank you for watching Our Philippine Life. Till next time, bye-bye.